this episode. What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Rated to Love, Season 7, Episode 9. The episode is titled, Wife Me, Please. All right, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do that by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turn your post notifications on, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Rated to Love, shall we? All right, you guys. So we see Tommy and the men are in the gentleman's lounge this week, right? So Tommy wants for these men to introduce their strongest connection to your best friend. That's right. The person that you tell your most intimate secrets with. I want you to sit down with them, take these ladies out, introduce them, and at the end of the week, we're going to meet up and we're going to send one of these ladies home this week. So that's right, you guys. So the men are going to be introducing their connection, their strongest connections to their best friends. How do I feel about that? This episode. How many episodes are left this season? That's all I really want to know. How many more episodes we got? Because we should be finishing up. Next week, they're going to go on the trip that they always go on every season, right? I wonder where they're going to go when they come here to Dallas. I wonder where they're going to take their trips in Dallas. Because there's not, unless they're going to go to Lake Louisville. Or unless they're going to go to Oklahoma. Where are they going to go on these trips in Dallas? I'm very curious where they're going to go. So the first person that's going to be introducing their friends, and I'm going to use friends with an air quote, Andre. I just can't imagine that Andre has any real friends, because anybody who's a real friend to Andre would have told him, the Medea mic, it ain't the business, bruh. What friends of Andre's did not tell him that the Medea mic ain't the business? So Andre is introducing his friend to Cynthia and Jeffrey, right? So I'm not going to go too deep into like the conversation that they had with the ladies and any of the things. I'm not going too deep into any of them. I do want to say, with Cynthia, you guys know how I feel about Cynthia. You guys know I like Cynthia, right? But at the last week's episode, when Andre and her ex got into it, and Andre was like, I might not be, I might not be here tomorrow, or something like that, right? And that led me to know, like, so your connection could whiffle and waffle, right? And I will say with Andre, we see that Andre can whiffle waffle, right? Because Andre said that he had a connection with Mercedes, but when he left the process, he wanted Mercedes to still chase after him. But you weren't a part of the process. Now with Jeffrey, I think when it comes down to it, Cynthia came off better than Jeffrey, right? Because for me with Jeffrey came off as if, she was very rehearsed and whatnot. That's what Jeffrey gave me. Like, she had prepared her answers. And, she was like, okay, if he asked this, I'm going to say this. If he asked that, I got this. Jeffrey just, to me, came out very rehearsed. So ultimately, Andre's friend thought that Cynthia was the better pick than Jeffrey. I agree. And you guys have left the comments. People have left the comments on my videos, left the comments on my Twitter. Yes, you guys, I do believe that Jeffrey is not telling us everything about her life. I do believe that there are some things that Jeffrey is just leaving out. I've said that more than once, but yeah, overlooked that. So next up, we move over to, who did we move over to? Mark Anthony, right? Oh, I do want to go back to Andre, right? So his friend asked the question of, who is your other connection and what's the difference between them and Andre? Why does that matter? I didn't understand that. So Mark Anthony is introducing Mercedes and Jeffrey to his friend Mark, right? And much like I said with Cynthia and Jeffrey, right? With Jeffrey, I'm just saying, Jeffrey to me just gives that she rehearsed these answers, she prepared these answers, because they don't just flow. They don't flow. It just feels like, or if she didn't prepare them, it's something that she had already had in her head. Like, okay, she's listening to him, like what he said. Okay, da 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 da. It just seems it doesn't come off natural to me. Let me know if you guys feel the same way that I feel. And again, yes, I do believe Jeffrey is hiding something. What it is, I don't know. But his friend is leaning more towards Mercedes. I am too. I actually really I like all the ladies. Actually, this season, I like all the ladies. Even Susu, I just think that Susu's a pick-me. I like Susu. She's just a big pick-me. That's all it is with Susu. She's just a pick-me. So let's pause here and move over to the next date. So the next date is Lyndon. So Lyndon is introducing Morgan to his best friend, right? So before Morgan showed up, Lyndon told his friends, so, I met her ex, and her ex was telling me that she put nair in his hair, right? So Morgan shows up to the date. I want to say one thing that kind of threw me for a loop with Morgan. So Morgan said that her 2-year goal is his 5-year goal. So she wants to be married in 2 years. And I was confused, right? Because Morgan has also told us that, she had never been in love before, but you want to be married in 2 years. Why the timeline? I didn't understand that. So then they asked her about her ex and why did she nair his hair, right? She said it was her grand escape and what could she do without going, that wouldn't put her in jail. Morgan, I've liked you I still like you, but girl, that's a red flag. It's giving. It just gives crazy. It gives psychotic. I don't know nobody who would want to be in a relationship with you after watching this show. So next up, we got Blake. Blake is introducing his friend to Pick Me Susu. So Pick Me Susu. Did we know that she was divorced? Because I don't remember Pick Me Susu ever saying she was divorced. I don't even remember Pick Me Susu saying she had kids. So her friend asked Pick Me Susu, his friend asked Pick Me Susu, and Blake's friend is a woman, by the way, you guys. So she asked her, where does she see herself in 5 years? She said she sees herself married. The one thing I want to say about Sue, your wig. So right here, I could literally see where the wig started. Like you could literally see the wig. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Now here's the thing that's blowing me when it comes to Blake, and he said his friend basically has some reservations and some questions when it comes to Sue. Sir, you're a big question mark with a big dot on the end of that question mark, right? You're a big question mark. You have 3 sons with 3 different women. What does that say about you? It says a lot about you. That speaks volumes to me. Like that makes me wonder, what the f were you doing? Like you went out and had kids, and then your sons are like not even in the same age ranges of each other. So that's a big red flag to me. Pick Me Susu is not a red flag. I think she's a pick me, but a red flag, she is not. You're the red flag. Let's pause here and move forward. The next date, you guys, so you guys are gonna probably be mad at me. The next date is Tony. So he's introducing his best friend, Tron. I think he said he's known him for 25 years. He's introducing his friend Tron to Mercedes and Marcy, right? You guys, I wasn't listening. I know one thing that I did notice was Morgan, when she came to the date, she was talking about the fact that Marcy was there and she didn't like the fact that Marcy is there because that means that Marcy likes some man. Damn. We're already at the my man part. Jesus Christ. Ooh. 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 Tony. I've given you a hard time, right? I'm giving you a hard time, and I can admit that. And I still stand on what I've said. I still stand on what I said. You are a smooth talker, but Morgan, you at my man already. Tony had some questions after last week meeting her ex. Keep them questions. Keep those questions, Tony. I think you are. Oh, who? My man. My man. Y'all, I couldn't get past that. And I still can't get. So I know at one point his friend asked him, like, what was their 5-year plan? She said her more like 2-year plan. Marcy has a 5-year plan. Honestly, when it comes down to this, I don't know how it works in a gentleman's lounge, but I kind of wish that I don't know if Tony fought for Morgan or Marcia or who, whatever, right? But I kind of wish he had fought for Marcia. If he fought for either one of them, I would have preferred to be Marcia. Just saying. I like Morgan, but like I said, when it comes to Morgan, the further we've gotten, I'm starting to see some things with Morgan that kind of alarm me just a little bit. Like the conversation she had with Blake, that was the first thing that alarmed me, was the conversation she had with Blake, right? If you don't have a connection with this man, if you don't want to be around this man, that's fine. But I just didn't understand why she went so hard on him like she did, right? Then last week with the Nair situation, that was another one that just like, and then for her to say it was her basically her grandest exit to nair the man's hair, it's psychotic. Then you're saying my man. Y'all ain't in a relationship, so it's given a little territorial. And she said it, she's territorial. Tony, run, my friend, run. That's all I got to say. His friend wasn't really very helpful because he likes both Morgan and Marcia. So Tony was like, well, hell, that makes the decision even worse, even harder, right? So let's pause here. No, we're not going to pause here. We're going to keep going. So next up, we got Anthony. So Anthony is introducing his friend. Her name is Miriam. He's introducing her to Pick Me Susu, Mercedes, and to Cynthia, right? Now, here's the gotcha with this date, right? So Cynthia got a solo date with Miriam. I was like, Anthony, you let it be known who you really connected to. It's Cynthia. It is Cynthia. Pick Me Susu and Mercedes had to share the date with Miriam. But at the end of it, here's the thing with Pick Me Susu. She's talking about she's had to ask him if he likes her. Ma'am, if you got to ask a person if they like you, the answer is no. The answer is no. Sorry, you guys, I didn't mean to get that close to the camera. The answer is no. Sue, if you got to ask anybody if they like you, that answer is absolutely a hell no, right? But ultimately, his best friend thinks that Cynthia is a good fit for Anthony. I happen to agree. If it's not Cynthia, I do think that Mercedes would be a good fit for him. But I honestly think that Mercedes is a better fit for Mark Anthony, right? So if we're gonna play this out, to see to the end, right? Let's just segue real quick because this episode was boring as fuck. Yeah. So if I'm going to pair up the people who I think are gonna make it to the end, I would say that Anthony would be with Cynthia. Anthony and Cynthia would say yes to each other. I don't see Tony making it to the end. I don't see Morgan making it to the end, and I don't see Lyndon making it to the end, right? So I'm gonna scratch them out, and it's nothing personal. I just don't see those three making it, right? So I see Jeffrey making it, unfortunately. I think it would be Jeffrey and Andre. I don't see Blake and. See, here's the interesting thing. I don't see Blake and Pick Me Susu making it either. So I would say, and just me guessing, right? If I were to say who I think the last three couples, right? If I were to pick three couples to the end, I would say Andre and Jeffrey. Unfortunately, right? I think that they would make it to the end, right? Mark Anthony and Mercedes, and Cynthia and Anthony. That's it. That's all I can. That's all I think of, right? Those are the only three people that I think of. I do because I don't think that Tony and Morgan are going to go anywhere. Lyndon is obviously going to go home eventually. Lyndon's going to go home eventually. I don't see Tony and Morgan making it. If they do, I'll be surprised. Blake and Pick Me Susu, I just don't see them doing it, making it either, right? So yeah, I say Mark Anthony and Mercedes, Jeffrey and Andre, and Cynthia and Anthony. I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And then we got to the gentleman's lounge. The guys told who they like, who they don't like. I don't give a damn. We get to the eliminate. It is Pick Me Susu and Anthony and Mark Anthony and Marcia. Marcia basically knew what was up. And ultimately, it was Marcia who went home. That's it, you guys. I want you guys to jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I will talk to you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.